Hello, folks. This is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop and the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. And today I'm the host of the Compton Entertainment Channel. And today I have a guest on the show, a very interesting lady, a very loving lady, because when you hear this story, you're going to realize she has a purpose and a cause for what she's doing. My guest right now is Darlene Smith. She is working with several people from the community to try to restore Lincoln Cemetery. Come on over here, Darlene. Talk to me.
All right, hello. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Tell me what's going on.
Well, Lincoln Memorial, maybe about a month ago,
Okay.
I wound up finding out that they had a lock on the gates.
Okay.
And when I found out that they had a lock on the gates, I went out there.
Okay.
So when I got out there, I went back and gave me all the information that I needed. And Serenity, Call the Grace, I think it's something for the resting. But they're a group, and they started at that time because their loved ones are there in the cemetery. And they said that no one let them know anything. The owner didn't let anyone know anything about what's going on. So then that's when I called some officials, city officials that I knew, Pastor Pat and the Assemblyman Gibson. She got in touch with a couple of those people, and we started trying to just put our heads together to see what could happen and what we could do. So then we called out a press conference on that Thursday.
I saw that press conference.
And they came out, and we just wanted to get some answers.
Okay.
And so since then, we've got some.
What questions did you have, first of all?
Why was the gates closed?
Okay. What was the answer?
Nothing at first.
Okay. All right. And then?
And then we just started asking questions. And once you involve me, things are moving. So that's what happened, you know. And then I had reached out to a young lady at the State of Funeral and Cemetery Bureau.
Okay.
Her name is Gina Sanchez. And she really was a big help in this situation as well as Assemblyman Gibson's office of the 65th District. And they have held town hall meetings concerning this as well. And they have another one getting ready to happen on the 18th from 6 to 7 at Prevailing Ministries in Carson on the 18th.
Now, your plan for the immediate future is to go in, do some cleaning up, some maintenance or whatever?
On Saturday, so the young ladies with the group, Serenity called to the resting. So they got together and they said that they want to have a cleanup day. So I got with them and I said, okay, let's do it. So we're going to be out there tomorrow, which is Saturday, from 7:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. doing a community cleanup at the cemetery. And just trying to get it back together, just trying to show it some love because we have our loved ones there. And so I know I have 25 loved ones there myself.
Wow.
Assemblyman Gibson has 15. Pastor Pat has about 5. I know Valerie has a host. Her son and her daughter are there. Felicia's son is there and her brother. Aisha's mother and a host of her family members are there. So we just want to make sure that we're out there and we're getting something done. We don't want what happened to Woodlawn across the street to happen to Lincoln Memorial. And the state, Gina Sanchez from the state, she told me, she guaranteed that is not the case because of the endowment that they have with Lincoln Cemetery.
So basically, some red tape has to be dealt with to get for the state to take over. But in the meantime, y'all putting boots on the ground to make it happen here in the city.
Right. The city and the county are making the necessary steps right now to make it happen. It's going to take a minute, but they're putting things into effect. And so right now the community is saying, hey, we want to make sure that this place is put back together.
Okay.
And if we have to get together and be a part of that, that's what we're going to do.
That's very commendable.
So that's what we're doing.
That's
now.
very commendable. Now, here's something funny I found out in one of the conversations from the what meetings, that Lincoln is technically in Carson.
It is. So it's zoning, right?
Right.
So Compton is where Woodlawn is.
Woodlawn and Compton.
Right across the street.
3rd District.
And then right across the street is Carson. So
Wow.
it's all about zoning.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we're a nonprofit as well, right?
Yeah. Black Lives Matters change for us.
Black Lives Matters change for us.
Yes.
Tell me about that right quick.
Black Lives Matters changed for us. I started about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I understood that, yes, Black lives does matter. But all lives matters. But us, the change part, is that we have to be the change that we're asking everybody to have for us.
Thank you.
We have to be the ones to say, hey, we have to look at ourselves and say, what can we change about ourselves to make a difference? Because if we don't look at ourselves first to make that difference and change what we have going on against one another, then nothing is never going to change.
Can I get a little something like that? I appreciate that. I preach that all the time.
Yeah.
Black lives matter. They have to matter more to us first.
Right.
They gotta matter more to us.
They have to matter to us.
They gotta matter more to us. Anything else, people look at us like we stupid.
Right.
Okay. You mad at this group over here for doing what they do. But meanwhile, y'all do over here in the hood like it's nobody's business. Like I said off camera, ain't nobody coming in from Orange County, the Valley, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi doing the doggone thing. The hood is hot because we make it hot.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Let's keep it 100.
Right.
The hood is hot because we make it hot.
We do.
You know, we justify and get excuses, but bottom line is, if we stop shooting, people stop getting shot.
Right. We can't kill each other and say we matter to each other.
Right.
No,
Totally.
it's not acceptable. And we have to stop putting a shield over that.
Okay.
And stop saying, oh, we matter. Listen, we do matter.
Right.
But we have to learn that we have to love each other wherever we are in life, and to say to each other, hey, stop what you're doing. If it's not right, stop what you're doing.
All right. If we can stop just shooting each other,
Yeah,
that would be a major accomplishment.
it would.
If
It would.
let's go back to fighting. I know it sounds crazy. Let's go back to putting your hands up, taking the ass whooping.
Yeah.
I'm cussing.
Just duke it out.
Take your ass whooping and go about your business.
Just duke it out.
Just duke it out. Okay.
I would rather that any day.
Come on. That's more entertaining. I know we wrong. But I'm just saying, at least at the end of the day, there's no funeral. There's nobody going to jail for life. Nobody's life has been taken. Nobody's life has been spent in the penitentiary. And
Right.
hopefully at one point in time, you can laugh about it.
Yeah, because it's just too much of us killing us or us being against us. Not want us, it's sad, but I see other races that can do so much with each other.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like to me that our race seems to be a lot jealous of each other sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to see the other one make it. We don't want to see the other one. We don't want to help each other. We have to help each other. We have to show we're the ones that's always in church and saying we love God. But where is the love? Where's the love for each other? We have to show each other God's love. And that's to say, hey, wise up, shape up, for our race, so our race can survive, so our children can do better, so our grandchildren can do better.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. I saw a Facebook post today. They were talking about how there's a documentary being done in Atlanta about the young thug and his guys who got arrested.
Yeah.
According to this documentary, the murder rate in Atlanta has gone down 35% since these guys been in jail.
Wow.
The murder rate in Atlanta, according to this documentary, I haven't seen it myself. I saw clips from it.
Mm-hmm.
According to the information from this documentary, since these guys have been in jail, the murder rate has went down 35%.
Wow.
That's saying a whole lot.
Wow. That's saying
a whole lot for one crew.
Yeah, that's saying a whole lot.
That's saying a whole lot. But one crew can have a third of the bodies in one city. But what's amazing, even on top of that, is some of these young groups even take pride in their hoods being unsaved. And I never understand that.
Yeah.
You can't make money like that.
No.
You can't make legit money or illegitimate money like that. If people are afraid to come to your community, you can't get paid. Nobody can.
And
So,
you should want things to get better.
You should want things to get better.
You know, you should want things to get better. You should want your neighborhoods to be better. You should want your communities to be better. You shouldn't want your communities and your loved ones to fall. I don't care. We are brothers and sisters. And God put us all here for one another, not for ourselves. And so the thing is, today, so many people have become self-absorbed. And that's what it is. And they feel some kind of self-entitlement.
What time is your service on Sunday? I know you're preaching. I know you're preaching on Sunday. You're preaching today. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Yeah. But they feel some kind of self-entitlement, and we just can't be that way.
You know,
I mean, I can't live here and say that my living is my, I say it every day, is my living in vain? Is my giving in vain? And so I cannot live on this earth and not come to you. If I know you need me and not be there for you, then my living is in vain.
Preach to him, Darlene.
You know, I want my living for God to be pleased.
Preach to him, Darlene.
You know, and that's first.
I ain't mad at you, Darlene.
Yeah.
We just met, what, 30 minutes ago? We just met 30 minutes ago.
Yes.
But we had a little conversation prior to our going on the air, and her conversation and what she's saying resonates with me 110%.
Yes.
Everybody know how I get out, and I'm a community-minded person, and I want to see us do better.
Yes.
Okay, that's all it is. I've seen us do better, and that's the difference. I think being a little older, I'm a little older than you. I've seen us do better. I know we have done better, but a lot of folks have never seen that side of Compton or LA City, LA County, and they think that's the way it's supposed to be. It's not the way it's supposed to be.
No, it's not.
That's not the way it's supposed to be.
We just have to do better as a people.
Yeah. And
as a race. And if we are some of the strongest and some of the most talented people there is.
We celebrate the 50th anniversary of hip hop right now. Something that came out the mud.
Yeah.
Coming out the mud. Hip hop came out the mud.
Out the mud.
Okay, came out the mud.
Out the mud.
I was there when they didn't have no water.
Yes.
Okay, it was just dust.
Yes.
And here we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of something that we created that's literally taking over the world.
Yes.
We created that.
Yes.
But it's also being used against us in so many different ways. We created hip hop.
Yes.
Out of New York, and then came to LA, but went to Chicago and went to down south. But that's something that we, at our generation, can say we own, we can claim as our own. And on the same token, don't let it be the reason why you get destroyed.
Right.
Okay?
Because we don't want it to destroy us, because it wasn't made to destroy. It was made to invent. We invented something.
Yes. And we can take credit and pride in that, but we can't let it be redirected and used as a weapon against us. That's not going to work. And that's something I can't do. I have a nonprofit as well, Lyrical Revolution, along with being the president of the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. I run both of them, and I just feel that I understand the power of words.
Right.
I understand the power of music.
Mm-hmm.
And if you use music in a negative way, you'll get negative results. Perfect example, go to church.
Right.
At a funeral,
mm-hmm.
music is all somber. It's all slow. It's at a real low chord because, they want to release that emotion. But when it's time to lift for offering on Sunday, it's just shy of Bruno Mars. Okay?
Uh-huh.
They bring the Mars Day to Bruno Mars because they want you to feel good as you pass out that money. Okay, and that's just how churches understand the power of music.
Yeah,
they understand.
It's a power. It's a power.
It's a power. So understanding that power and using that power to your good is what we need to see in hip hop. Yeah. Hip hop has tentacles all over the universe, all over the globe. I mean, when I was talking to a buddy of mine, I just left an event, and we were talking about how gangs, Crips and Bloods, mm-hmm. are all over the United States. Yeah. But the Black Panthers didn't last no time. Wow. They wouldn't got out. They realized they was going to do some good, and they found a way to destroy them. Meanwhile, the negativity in our community has been able to flourish. Right. For 50 years. 50 years.
And that's sad. So I think these are the women from
they are in my ear on my phone.
Yeah, and they want to talk to you about some things that
We'll do the same show, and we're just gonna change. We're gonna cancel it and restart again.
Huh?
So
We can just do the same show.
Okay. So we got some more guests coming in, folks. You're live with Lonzo. We live. We are live in my studio. This is the same studio that Easy E through Dr. DJ Yella and Cube out of.
Oh, wow.
I'm that Lonzo. You don't know who you don't know who I am. You don't know who I am.
Lonzo?
You at my house. Okay.
Do you remember Roy Kaufman?
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday.
Okay. Do you don't know me? I'm Darlene Smith. I used to sing with K-Day.
Oh.
We traveled with Ice Cube. No, with Ice-T and Animation. And Marie Johnson.
Come on.
Do you remember Marie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Darlene.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm Lonzo from Dudos, Caitlin, Eve after
I
dark.
remember.
Yeah. See, she didn't know who I was. Wow. I know she was, so we even.
We're here though. That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So wow, that's amazing. But y'all talked to Rory yesterday. I'm gonna see Rory Monday. I'm going
wow.
He's in fact
Rory, I said hello.
Hold on, let's call him.
Okay.
Wait, we can have a little fun right quick, folks. This is one of the things I can do on my show that most people can't do. I could actually call somebody on my phone, and you just heard my doorbell ring as they were calling me. Her guests were calling me at the front door. But I'm gonna call Rory Kaufman right now and hit him with a two-piece right quick.
Okay. With the street kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see if he answers the phone. This is Rory Kaufman from KDAY back in the day. He now resides in Sacramento, California, and he and I have been coordinating this event coming up Monday in Sacramento.
Wow.
Where some of the hip hop folks will be getting recognized on the assembly floor and on the assembly and the Senate floor.
Okay. Please leave your message for 916230446. Mailbox is full. To send an SM.
Say it again now.
AB 645.
Okay.
For the street cameras, and we passed the legislation.
I would always
10-1.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. 10-1.
Congratulations.
Yeah. So
he didn't answer the phone, so he'll probably call me back.
Rory, I love Rory.
Yeah, Rory is a great dude, and like I said, I hadn't talked to him in decades. And his name came up in a meeting a couple of weeks ago. About a month ago, and I called to see if he answered the phone.
He did so much for us as growing up.
Got him. I was able to get him recognized with the rest of us for his contribution to West Coast hip hop. Because before even Greg Mack got here, he had the record crew. We were just DJs. Me, Dre, and Yella. We were just DJs going around to all the chicken places, opening up, and he was our person doing that. And I guess he had you out there.
I have a picture of you guys.
Do you?
Yes.
What were we doing?
You guys were dressed up and doing the Players After Dark.
Okay, Yvette's dark.
Yeah, Yvette, yeah.
Okay.
So, but Marie has all the pictures of you guys.
Does she?
Yes.
Wow, I'd like to see some of them pictures.
Yes, and I have some of Coolio.
Do you?
And yes, Coolio and Ice-T.
Do you?
Well, yeah, because Rory had us all performing. We used to go out animation and all of us. Yeah, so.
Wow. Small world, baby.
Yeah.
Small world.
So, it's good. It's good to know that we're still here and God got us here.
Well, people with good hearts do good things.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So we have the ladies here from Serenity, Grace, and they're here and they're going to tell you a little bit about the cemetery. Okay.
Now, I can get one of y'all on the time. Who want to go first? Y'all pointing at each other a lot. They don't want to. Either one of them. Y'all can't be no snitches, but she did.
Okay.
Who want to go first?
So who want to go first? This is Valerie, you guys.
All right, Valerie, we're gonna change. Give her your headphones. Let her have the mic for a minute, and we're gonna have a little fun here, folks. We are live. We're live in my backyard right here at Lonzo Land Studios. Valerie just said, "How you doing, Valerie?"
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Darlene just ran across an old friend I didn't recognize her. She didn't recognize me. Got old a little bit, so I had a Jerry curl last time she saw me.
Oh, okay.
So it might have been a little different. And your group was called Serenity?
It's called Serenity Grace, a voice for the resting.
Okay, tell me about Serenity Grace.
Serenity Grace was actually created right out there at the cemetery on July 22nd.
Okay.
Due to the circumstances that the cemetery was under.
Okay.
And so when I went out there to just to peep the scene out and see how things were looking out there,
Okay.
it was the gate was locked. It looked abandoned. Um, the facilities looked very poor.
Okay.
No green grass,
Okay.
nothing like that. And so my heart was broken because I have two kids out there. My son got killed in '04. He was 15.
Damn.
My daughter got killed in 2016. She was 31.
Damn.
And so,
My heart goes out to you.
thank you. And so my heart was just filled with grief all over again,
Okay.
and a lot of pain. And I just couldn't leave.
Okay.
So I came back the next day, and that's when I met my assistant, and we've just been working that cemetery ever since, just to inform people, just to be there for comfort. Because
Okay.
when I seen the big sign on the gate says unreachable, my heart broke in that moment, and I felt like I had abandoned or maybe even deserted my kids all over again. A lot of emotions came up from that sign, and it just fueled me to want to be out there. So I decided just to go out there every day and talk to people that came up that had loved ones to rest out there, just to be some comfort to them. I don't know, exactly what I thought I was doing, but I just put my heart into it and asked God to just be with me, and I've been out there ever since.
And that's how
And you met this nice lady out there.
And that's how I met Darlene.
Okay.
Her sister came up, I think, at first, and we gave her sister a little rough draft of what we were doing out there. And then shortly after that, that's how I met Darlene. And she's been very supportive, a strong voice, a strong will to stand. And I love her already. I love the ladies that I'm with already, because we're Black women, we're strong Black women. Darlene can remind you of love, and Darlene can remind you of love and loving God. She's a very strong inspiration.
I think she is undercover preacher, tell you the truth. She held service on my
I
show.
know she's a jack of all trades.
I can see that.
She got her hand in all kinds of different things, and it's inspiring to me.
Okay, fantastic.
As well. So
now, tell them what you need for Saturday, babe.
well, Saturday was a short notice. I called a meeting a couple of Sundays ago, and while I was out there, I just decided to ask the community to come out so we can kind of do a little work to the cemetery. It's 20 acres, so we know we won't get it all done in one day, but we're going to start in sections. So the need was to have, since the water isn't on right now at the cemetery, the need was to have as much water as we could possibly get, gallons or buckets of water, so we can do some cleaning, some weed eaters, some rakes, so we can just kind of clean up a little bit, because it's really bad. It's a lot of bugs out there. You can definitely get ate up out there.
Somebody got bit. You got bit, right?
Yeah, we've all been bit and ate up out
Wow.
there. So it's something that I asked the community to join in with, and we got a good response for it. So we're moving forward.
Tell them what time.
The cleanup day is August the 12th, which is tomorrow. It's a Saturday.
Okay.
The gates are open at 7:30.
Okay.
And volunteers can come in as early as 8 o'clock.
Okay. You guys got a flyer or something for that?
We have a flyer. We could on the phone. We can probably text it
send
to
me the flyer, and I'll text it out to on my app as well.
Yeah, well, we're hoping too that if by any chance we can get like a full response of maybe sponsors or donations, maybe on our next cleanup day we can do a little bit better. But we're trying to do it for the 26th of August.
Okay, now I'm gonna try and support y'all on the 26th. Tomorrow I'm committed.
Okay.
But on the 26th, I'm gonna see what I can do. At least bring some cameras out there or something, and
that would be
show
nice.
some support and make something happen.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay.
So yeah, that's just the need for tomorrow. We got more needs to come.
Okay.
And we're going to try to do as much as we possibly can on tomorrow. And from there, we're going to move forward. We're trying to do as much as we can on August the 26th. So it's just a process we're going through right now.
Anybody got any idea how long it's going to take for the endowment go into effect?
Well, you could probably, my assistant, she'll probably be the one that can explain a little bit
Okay.
more of that.
All right.
She's the right hand.
You want to bring her
She's
on?
my right. Yes. Let's
Come
bring
on,
her
assistant. I'm gonna get me an assistant one of these days. I'm gonna
Assistant.
find me some
Well,
money.
yeah.
Assistant.
Hire
Thank
me
you.
an assistant right quick.
You need an
To handle all
assistant.
my good business and keep make me look good and professional.
Absolutely, absolutely.
For real.
Well, by the way, my name is Aisha Woods.
Aisha Woods.
Yes. And like Miss Chico said, we all met at the cemetery. And it's very interesting because when we heard the news break, and I say we all the time because I've been talking about we. When I saw the news break on Channel 7, I said, oh, wait, hold on, I have to go there. So the next day I came. And so the first person that I saw, because there was other families that were there, the first person that I saw was Miss Chico.
Okay.
And so we started talking, and she had informed me about a meeting that was going to happen at Carson City Hall.
Okay.
And so she said, well, when she stepped up there to Carson City Hall, that they stopped her at the door and said that Carson knew nothing about the Lincoln closing. And the guard had informed her that they're going to have a council meeting on the 1st. So as we were talking, we met another young lady by the name of Felicia.
Okay.
Now, Felicia buried her son 4 months ago from the cemetery. And so she came and she took a Facebook Live.
Okay.
And then she was notified right away that her video went viral. So all three of us have been there since the beginning.
Okay.
And so we said, okay, well, while we're here, we're going to inform the public. So we started taking names down and things like that. And then we started to plan a rally on Thursday and a gathering on Sunday. So we'd be all the community and all of us be more prepared on Sunday for the 1st. Sorry, I have
take your time. Take your time.
And so as we're collecting, the numbers and things like that, we were researching like what happened. So a couple of people were telling us that Mr. Mintz, his name is John Michael Mintz, Mintz, was sick and gravely ill. And so the first information that we got was that he was gravely ill.
Okay.
He went to the state and said, hey, I need somebody to help me out. The state dropped the ball, meaning didn't give him any response or anything like that. And they had to close the cemetery abruptly. And so as the days progressed, the next day, which was the 23rd, Miss Chico said, you know what, there was a name that came to me. And she said, Serenity Grace, a voice for the resting. And she said, I think we should create a group. So we said, okay, So far we're getting on our way to be official, but we're going to have a nonprofit called Serenity Grace, the voice for the resting, because we are here to keep our family members, safe and sound and continue to rest where they need to rest.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that.
So Thursday, Mr. Mike Gibson came by for the rally.
Okay.
Now I'm going to clown a little bit. He said on national air that he hopped the wall.
I saw that.
Now, that brother not going to hop no wall in his suit.
Mike. Mike.
I said it and he knows it.
Okay.
So when he first approached, I asked him about Bill AB 651. Now, what AB 651 is a bill that he created to help Woodlawn, which is across the street. Now, I'm not going to get deep into Woodlawn because I want to concentrate on Lincoln, but the initial bill was for Woodlawn and Angeles Avenue.
Okay.
So if, say, for instance, a cemetery becomes defunct or had to have his license suspended or so on and so forth, this as soon as that happens or as soon as it's notified that it is empty. So say, for instance, the legal stuff is not there and hey, this is closed, then the state or the county is supposed to send a division there to run it temporarily until the state has an answer from the private owner or whatever they want to do to it. They're supposed to have temporary people there working the cemetery. So I asked him then and there, and he told me, he said, well, we have to hear from the private owner, and then we have to hear from the state, and then I can enact it. The that's not how the bill was supposed to be. It's a law.
Okay.
It was signed by Newsom in 2021.
Okay.
Now, the reason why I'm more familiar with it is because of Miss Selena Bishop.
I know Selena,
Celestina
So
Bishop.
let's
Ooh,
see
she
the-
gonna get mad at me.
Yeah, please.
Celestina Bishop.
Yes.
Mike had came to her and said, "Hey, let me help you out. Let's create a bill." And she was lobbying for it and had it passed, but the bill doesn't help her. That's another thing I will talk on another.
All right.
Okay. But
Okay.
back to Lincoln. The reason why I was pushing this bill is because we need something. We need somebody on the grounds.
Right.
The grounds are dry. The grounds, we need caretakers. People are trying to find their loved ones. And I would like to also mention that all of their licenses, everything is up to date, up to par.
Okay.
They're canceled
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It had got canceled.
on the 7th.
Yeah, on the 7th. And I kind of knew it a couple of days beforehand because I was able to get in contact with Miss Maya Douglas, who was part of the camp of Mr. Gibson.
Right.
And she told me that they had to do that in order for Holly Mitchell, the supervisor, to put somebody on there.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing. We don't know, because she hasn't spoke to us, when that's going to be in action. Yeah, you just got the information that is considered abandoned, but now you're supposed to put somebody in play. We haven't seen any of that. We haven't heard any of that. What's going on? So we don't know how long that's
How
going
long's
to
it
take.
been?
It was the 7th that it was notified to the public.
Okay.
It was the 6th when I got the phone call.
Now, you know something?
Actually, on the 18th,
Mhm.
they're supposed to answer a lot of the questions.
Right. So the meeting that they're going to have is a town hall meeting. It's going to be at Prevailing. I have the address here. Prevailing Ministry Church is going to be in Delamo. I have the
On Delamo and Carson.
in Carson, California.
From 6 to 7 o'clock.
Yeah, it's just going to be an hour.
Okay.
So the people who are going to be there is the two representatives of the state, Assemblyman Mr. Gibson, and we would like Holly Mitchell to be a part of it, but it was not on the flyer.
Okay.
I don't think. Hopefully, when we get there, it will be longer than an hour. And the reason why is there's a lot of answers, a lot of questions that need to be answered. Now, I also would like to say that there's a petition that's going around. It's probably already filled. Is a petition that says, what is it called? Keeping the gates of Lincoln open. Now, we have already created the gates and we already got permission to be on the grounds. We also have the keys and we keep it open from 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Y'all must be retired.
No, but we act like it.
Y'all must be retired.
No, we have a mission.
They have a mission.
We have
a mission.
We have a mission. We have a mission. My family's there.
Okay.
My paternal side is on both sides.
Okay.
My mother was recently buried, 2017.
Okay.
Now we have an interesting quick story if you have time. Okay, so when we met and was talking, she was telling me about her 2 children who were there. Her son is in the crypt and her daughter's in the ground. And so she was, Miss Chico was telling her story, and I said, and I had a realization. I said, I know your daughter. I know her story. I know what happened to her. And so we start talking, and she said, man, you know my daughter's story? I said, yeah, because it was on the news and it touched me. I told her, I said, every time I come to see my mother, I always say hi to her new friends. I say, hey, how you doing? And so
I say hi to my auntie too.
Yep, right next is my mother, then her auntie. And so I tell my daughters every time we come by, I said, that's the young lady who was murdered that day in blah, blah, blah. So my children know her daughter. Our stones, my mom is right here and her daughter's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So when we met and start talking, it's like, what are the chances?
Right.
Her daughter could have been anywhere. My mother could have been anywhere.
Right.
But we are a row apart.
Right.
So we said that was very interesting. And when we were going around the grounds, and Chico didn't know where Miss Felicia buried her son. So we're going around, and she said, Aisha, where's Felicia's brother? Because they're in a double grave. And where we stopped, it was right there. And I said, see, we all was meant to be together.
Right.
All meant to meet up the way we did.
Yeah.
So, and also the history, because I'm also kind of a history buff on Los Angeles and Compton, because I am from Compton. I play both cities. But anyway, It's very interesting about the cemetery, which I found.
Talk to me.
So in 1934, the cemetery was made for Negroes. So it wasn't a white cemetery that ended up integration.
Okay.
It was built for blacks
Okay.
and for other people of color.
Okay.
Now, what I'm trying to read now, because it's a very fine print that I'm trying to figure out if Lincoln Memorial Inc. was a black-owned corporation, because those are the ones who actually made Lincoln. Okay. Now, what made it modern is that they had the whole idea of not developing a cemetery that looked drab with big headstones. So that's why everything is flat, because it's considered modern. Okay. And so in 1940s, they had the open house. And then in 1961, it was expanded. So the Compton School Board gave, near Cardwell Avenue, gave a large piece of their land, because they said if they expanded over there, then it would be too big for elementary. So they gave it to the cemetery. So it was expanded in 1961. So I'm getting more information and things like that.
You assisted very well.
Yes, thank you. And I'm telling you, because this is our passion. Not only that, Compton, every resident that ever passed the cemetery had the same ritual of saying hello, hi to both of their sides. Everybody is familiar with that. Not only that, there's veterans. Now, Woodlawn is 156 years old. It has Civil War veterans there. When Miss Bishop hopped that fence and had that call out, I have been rallying with her since then. And so that's why I kind of know more about the bill and when it was introduced to her, and why she lobbied so hard with Gibson to do that. Now we need to be acclimated. Now that we have it deemed this way, we need Miss Mitchell. I hate to call her out of her title, but Miss Mitchell to tell us something. Not one constituent, nobody has yet to see us on the grounds. They claim that they got family there, but yet they have yet to shake our hands or have us walk the grounds and show why it's so important to put the water back on. That's what we're trying to get right now. And then also a little bit back to the petition. Sorry,
but I have to say this. Let me say this.
Yes.
Because they did come out and walk with me.
Okay.
On the other day. And they walked the ground with me on the other day.
Darlene in the background.
Yeah, they walked with me on the other day, and they was talking about what they were going to try to do.
Okay.
I let Valerie know some of the things that they were going to try to do, so they're just not backing up.
Okay. So, no. I that's why I say I hate to seem like it's like one side or if I'm biased. I have nothing against any of the politicians. Okay. I'm at the neutral plane because my thing is my next thing is since the state has it. Okay, what are the steps? I have asked everybody to keep me in progress in the know. Sure. Back onto the petition, and I have to apologize. This is no means or no slander. I don't know the man personally. I just know that a conversation that I had with him on Saturday was a bit upsetting to me. Okay, so Thursday when the rally happened, he gave me a phone call, and he wanted. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Mark McKay.
Okay.
He owns McKay Mortuaries. Okay. So again, like this, no slander to him. It's
one on Compton.
One of them is on Marine.
Marine, right?
Yes,
right.
Yes. That's the same man.
Okay.
And so, from my understanding, he has 6 mortuaries. One has closed down, and I'm not gonna, like I said, no slander. Okay. So, the conversation, he was telling me the process that we already know, and I said, okay. And he said, well, I'm interested in being the temporary guardian and, eventually obtaining it. So I said, oh, okay. But what's your action plan? What are you planning to do if you're, if it's temporary? He goes, because this is a Saturday, he's very relaxed. He goes, nothing. I'm going to keep it the same. Hours 9 to 3, which is not 9 to 3. Hasn't been in 30 years. He said, whatever the grass is going to be, we're just going to cut the grass, and that's it. And so I said, well, if if it's temporary and that's all you can do, I can understand. And then he said, well, I have different organizations that can, trim up the thing and patch a couple walls. I'm like, okay, if you have a temporary. Yeah. So I said, well, what is your action plan if you actually obtain it? He said nothing. It's the same thing. I have people who are can patch it up, and and that's all fair, fine, and dandy if you are you know, if it's not going to come out of your pocket or, you know, your thoughts of it or whatever, you know. But when he said, and I hate to even
Oh, here we go. Come on with it.
No, tell the
So-
truth.
Come on with
Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
So when he said it just like this. You know those 100-year-old bodies back there? Because Inglewood, you know how the mortuary, I mean, they have a mausoleum there. We're gonna put a mausoleum there. It's gonna be very beautiful, and people are gonna want to come in, and we're gonna make a lot of money. And so when he said that, I said, look, you're gonna have a lot of opposition because for one, it's a historical cemetery, landmark, and we need to deem it historic, and we need to conserve it. But that's for future, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him, I said, you're going to have a lot of opposition because there's a lot of, first of all, a lot of generation of people here. And not only that, people are scarred from what happened in 95, you know? So that
What happened in
So
95?
what did he say he was going to do?
so he said that he was going to go ahead and make the mausoleum, and then we're going to make plenty of money because it's going to be beautiful.
He gonna get
You
that
know,
body.
So he going to dig it. But this is the thing. Like, say, for instance, that part is 100 years old. You have people who are buried at 75 next to somebody buried in 1930. You have other people that are, everybody is still there and accounted for, okay? Everybody is still there. So, first of all, in order to do that, you got to go by every next of kin, find out all that other stuff. You can't just put a mausoleum there. I understand it was a general conversation, but at the same time, you're going to have opposition. So, ever since then, I've been trying to get a one-on-one so we can have some clarity. Because if you're going to go ahead and do this, or if you have the ability to put your hat in the ring, you know, we need, as the public, we need to know about this. And I don't think he's a good suit if that's some of his plans.
Now, I talked to Celestine about Woodlawn across the street. Now, Woodlawn has vacant land still, right?
Yes and no. She has, yes, there is still plots, but she's not going to open up for that.
Right.
You know, she wants to keep it like for people to visit and things like that, like how she wanted to do so.
Okay.
And also, like part of our organization, because we were still talking about it, is that we want to bring forth maybe extension to the Bill 6, AB 651, in order to help people who have private cemeteries that don't have endowment. You know, we're going to need to kind of figure that out, because if we go ahead and try to create our own bill, it may take, you know, long, and it won't help people right now. So we need something immediately. We're still talking about the final works and that type of thing, so we can at least bring it, the idea, on the 18th.
Right.
Now, some knowledge that I did find from a reliable source is that Mr. Mix never wanted to abandon his cemetery.
Okay.
It was either between October and December, he had told the state. And so the state took 9 months to come, which was July. So in a fast cycle run, they told him to shut it down. Now, this source had told me, he said that Mr. Mix said, what are you going to tell the community? He said, I got funerals on the books. I don't, you know, I need us to continue to honor the people who already prepaid and all this other stuff. And so the person, representative of the state, was like, they were over the phone first, and said, we'll think about, you know, honoring another funeral. Come to find out, that last funeral was June 30th. Right. I had a source that I knew that told me that they had a funeral there. And then what happened yesterday, the person who buried their person came to the cemetery unknown. They just wanted to know if their stone was there. And we were able to talk to this person. So I have her number. So I know that's a fact. Okay. So the state, from my understanding, a young lady from the state came in July and said, look, your license is expired. And the person who was working the office pulled out the license because it's till October and said, no, we're still, you know, open. So they said, well, do you have any next of kin to, you know, give it to, or do you have somebody to sign it over? And he said, no, that's why I have you here. I just need a receiver. All I'm asking you is for a receiver so they can look over the ground. I do not want to close my cemetery. But that was the plan of the state anyway. So the thing that I'm working on right now is getting exact dates and who exactly came down to give that final decision. That's why they closed suddenly. So that's what I'm working on now, to see the exact dates, because then I can present it to them and it won't be hearsay.
And stress the fact that we don't want McCain to have
Yes.
nothing to do with that cemetery. He wants to dig up bodies to put that mausoleum down there.
I don't sound like
And that doesn't
Because
fly.
because he has a license to obtain human remains because he's a mortuary, you know. And when you become a private owner, you can do anything to your land. So we don't think he's a good. Well,
He's not
That's
a good
what-
fit for it.
yeah, he's not a good fit for it. That's because I'm gonna say my take. But for anybody who have signed that petition or going to read the fine print, understand what you're writing. Because what I understand from 3 days ago when I talked to Mr. Perry Crouch, who Mr. McKay gave the petition to, he was like, "Oh, I only have 8." He doesn't know really what this is about, because what was explained to me was the petition is to stop once he's inside, to stop the public from suing him. So I don't know exactly what these people are signing. That's why I said, please read the fine print.
Have you ever seen the petition?
When he had it, I did. Okay. So that Saturday we had the conversation. That same day was when Mr. Crouch had came, and so I explained to Mr. Crouch, I'm not going to sign this. And he was like, "Oh, why?" Because he's really gun ho, and he's like, we're trying to keep it open. So I explained to him I want a one-on-one conversation with Mr. McKay because we don't want any riffraff. And when I kind of explained to him without telling him the details that I told you now, he said, "Yeah, because we don't want anybody, corrupt or whatever. I'm going to make sure that you have that one-on-one." So I haven't heard from him, since, because he's a busy man. I'm not putting him out there, but he has the petition and he has been having people sign up. So I don't even think that he knows exactly what this petition is.
All right, folks. You are live. We are live. We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and a few other platforms. We're talking about trying to help Lincoln Cemetery right there in the city of Carson, across the street from Woodline. Now, Compton has 3 cemeteries.
Yes, I believe there's a pet cemetery. There's
Wait. Pet cemetery. Where?
Yeah, there's a pet cemetery and the 2 largest cemeteries.
Well, what about the one on Bullis? What's that?
That's Angeles Abbey.
Okay,
That's not.
Oh, it's considered something. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we have a pet cemetery. I haven't been around in some years, but yeah. So Angeles Abbey, and that's why Angeles Abbey was on the Woodlawn bill when it was trying to when Mr. Gibson was trying to initiate it.
Okay, you want me to read this?
Yeah, that's part. The state sent me that.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this today?
They sent me that on the 7th.
The whole thing or just part of it?
Just part of it.
Okay, what we started. Hey, Darlene, attached to the Bureau's press release, but I have also cut and pasted information below in the event you or your others cannot open it or get forwarded without it. I have also included the laws we discussed below the news release info. And this right here is a whole lot of stuff.
It's about the everything.
Oh, okay. This is the Abbey 65.
AB 651.
AB 651.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, this is something interesting about this law. If you read, now I am not a lawyer, but I have read several symbols before, and if you read it, it's 10 pages. It's not clear at all. So when I went
That's a good contract. It was not clear.
Right.
Needs a lot of interpretation.
Exactly.
Okay.
So when I went up to, when we all went up to the meeting on the 1st, that's something that I noticed, that the council didn't know nothing. They were Google searching what the law was. So that means y'all didn't read it, y'all didn't see it, and it's been past a whole week, and y'all haven't even talked to us, right?
Wow.
So I addressed that there.
Okay.
And so that's when they, because the point was to let them know that since this is your city ordinance, your land ordinance is Carson, and that's where the jurisdiction is at that time, you are our advocates. So you are supposed to talk to the state to let us know what happened. You're supposed to be the in-between. And we want you to, and on the city level, or county level, we need you to implement 651.
Okay.
Now, that was the gist of that. And so the lawyer and the city manager said that they would do that.
Okay.
And they were going to have a meeting on that following Monday. And so the meeting that following Monday was when I found out that they are going to deem it abandoned and the process that we're going on.
All right, folks. All right. Again, what we need for Saturday?
Saturday, we need water for the land and for the people.
Water for y'all got two pitchforks.
We're telling
Sandwiches,
chips,
whatever
fruit.
someone wants
So
to donate.
food.
Okay.
And we would like to also say bring your tools.
Okay.
Nothing super heavy, meaning like we're not going to dig,
Okay.
but we're doing light clean. So you
Okay.
can bring a lawnmower, you can bring your rakes, you can bring your shovels.
We need is real welcome. We need they're definitely welcome.
Yes.
Bring some rakes. Okay.
Right.
Trash
Trash bags.
bags.
Heavy duty trash bags.
Okay, folks.
Weed eaters.
All right, folks. You're live right here. We're trying to help Lincoln Cemetery. We got three phenomenal ladies here who have all individually put their efforts together to make this thing happen for the cemetery. They all have loved ones at the cemetery, and they're doing this out the goodness of their heart and the love for their loved ones. In the meantime, anybody, guess what you want to say before we wrap up?
I really wish that Felicia was here to kind of tell her story, but she is freshly new on her heart because her baby is like 4 months.
Wow.
4 months being there. But we all have passion. We all have love for the cemetery.
Okay.
And as proud Black people, to know that our loved ones dedicated themselves to be there. We need to keep them there as long as it's happening, and making sure that their land is as beautiful and pristine as it was when we visited, and even 4 months ago, it was very green.
Well, their phone number, somebody want to give out in case you need some information?
Yes, my number is my name is Aisha, and my number is 213-352-0766. Miss Chico, your number? I'm ready.
310
Miss Chico, 310
619
77
7703.
03.
My number is 909
909
803
803
4364.
4364. And that is Darlene Smith, folks.
With Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matters.
And, I'm sorry. And Miss Felicia, I'm sorry. 323-448-4236.
Whatever you can do to help, folks, we much appreciated. At this Saturday, Lincoln Cemetery, right there. You know where it's at, right there on Central. You pass by it all the time, going right by Greenleaf. They'll be out there doing what they do, doing what they can do to make this cemetery look like it's like somebody loves it.
Right.
All right. This is Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast Hip Hop, signing off for the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce and the Compton Entertainment Channel, folks. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you can come out and support. Peace.
Thank you.